is their individual skills as well as the options that they have explored, right? They're going to be left with a very difficult choice. RSG has already locked in their draft. They will know what are the options open for them during the game. Lolita with that Numenon Blast is going to be absolute ham for this game. We have seen how Lolzy plays Lolita, and I mean, it's no joke. I'm ready. I'm ready for you guys to shout out about Lolzy again. And it looks like Sailor going back to his very comfort hero, the Kagura. And with that, guys, we are going. This is the final game. 2-2. Game 5. Who takes it all, sits on the throne, and wait for the loser to work their way back up.
Oh man, this is a draft for the ages. Throw everything out the window because whatever you're comfortable with, let's cement this for ourselves. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going in straight to the land of God. Match point, best of one. Slate Esports versus RSG SG Game 5.
As the portal to Sector Island opens, one thing that we gotta have to understand for sure is that we are seeing signature heroes all across the board. We're starting to see more heroes picked up by players, and of course, the players themselves are really comfy at that. Whenever we think of Sailor, we think Kagura. And we are very sure to say that the middle lane game is definitely gonna be tough. 505 understandably also made his debut last season with Lilia opening, and those were the times where he was amazing, and up until now he's more than amazing.
Like you said in previous games, Dial is a lane bully, but Sailor down low. Oh! He does manage to get out with a sliver.
No flame shots, though.
No flame shots right there from 505. It's only a sprint. But understanding how Slate has played their strategy so far, especially in the early game, they are going to target Diablo. They are going to focus fire on him, the devil himself. But Diablo, he knows how to play this. He knows that this Uranus is going to be up for the challenge.
Let's take a look at a preview of the emblem and understand if whether there is anything that is quite out of the ordinary. Well, the answer technically is going to be no. The Dyrov is playing as a Festival of Blood instead of Unbending Will, which is something that I am more catered towards. Definitely something that I definitely prefer. Avarice, 2 Avarice all across the board for the side of RSG SG, as well as a single one of the cooldown reduction from the side of Jawhead. Nothing too out of the ordinary, I gotta have to say.
Well, JPL flanking in, flickers.
And that is gonna be Lolzy put out of place.
Put out of his misery. Lolzy already gonna be respawning soon, but that's gonna tear him down. JPL, what a good flank coming from him. But on the top side though, Diablo is going to be handling 2, as the turtle is going to be spawned up right now.
It is going to be 4 players from the side of Slate that will be available to attend to the turtle, while RSG SG, it will take quite some time before the Lilia comes into play. Adamir with the Abyss of Strike connect down to the Brave, not quite enough to really bring it down. Not quite impactful as much as you wanted it to, but the Umbrella, Yin Yang overturn, drops down on the Diablo, but unfortunately that's not going to be a free take for Slate, as Gear himself, the jungler, is going to be taken down. Bray is still in the game, and he can still snag up this turtle all by himself without the help of his teammates and so as his retribution is active.
The scale has tipped over to the side of RSG SG, taking the favor of this turtle. Bray is going to be taking it down fast, and he's going to be rolling in. Rotation's already coming, setting right in. That was a good play from Sailor. Understand that when Sailor plays this Kagura, he's going to be very, very sneaky. Sort of like JPL in the previous game. You don't know where he's going to be here next. And when he does, he's going to smack you in your face.
It is definitely gonna be quite a start. Both teams, they are still relatively neck and neck. With Slate got 2 kills, RSG with a single, but the turtle did go over to the side of RSG indeed. Every single one of these players are definitely gonna be busy hoarding up the gold that they are able to get, and of course focusing on their own micro plays as much as possible, while looking for opportunities to attack onto the opponent's side too.
Fire burning in their eyes. RSG SG is looking to hunt. 505 is playing a much better game as this Lilia as he goes up. But as we speak, in the top lane though, There's gonna be a silent ninja sitting in the brush, just waiting for the right time, waiting for the chance to pounce. But doesn't take the bait. Diablo stays safe for now.
This is one of the composition from RSG SG that really shows as protect the president. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say that, but this is really one of that composition that really truly defines the protection of Baby Cake. No matter what it is, they would need to make sure that Baby Cake keeps himself on curve and do not get knocked out by the members of Slate. A single death over to the side of Baby Cakes will be detrimental.
We cannot discount FMM though. JPL making a lot of space, giving a lot of space, but Gear taken down low, able to dash out of that one. The parry stuns Bray for just a slight moment, enabling him to be able to run back.
One thing about Slate is that they do have a Benedetta that is able to exert dominance all across the board though. One moment he's up top, another moment he's down in the bottom lane. And this is going to be very important because Benedetta is still busy dealing with his own jungle right as the turtle spawn. RSG SG, understandably, they are a very aggressive team composition. They would want to pick up this turtle as soon as possible. They do have utility onto their side as well when it comes down to Nominon Blast as well as the heavy spin. They can do whatever they want, but unfortunately, across the map, that is going to be a single kill by the hands of Slate. While here goes right in, steals away the turtle off of the hands of Bray. That's not something that they're going to be really happy about. And 5 for 5 taken down. Flossy's next in the eyes of Gear. He brings him down indeed. And Bray, unfortunately, wasn't able to do quite much as this Kung Fu Panda stands by and watch.
A little bit slow on the trigger there for Bray. The Retribution battle could have been won by him, but Gear, I'm telling you, this guy on this Benedetta is crazy. He's insane. He's making plays. He's taking down the Lords. He's bringing Slate up by 2K gold lead 5 minutes into the game.
It is 1-5. Slate even gotten a single Lord, and of course, even a single turret. Dyrov is dominating in his lane, and he is putting Diablo down to the ground. Do note, Uranus comes in stronger and stronger and stronger in the later stages of the game. That is what a skilling Diablo is gonna look like. He will be indomitable as the game slowly progresses. So Slate, they wanted to take all of the opportunities to bring him down as fast as possible, whatever it takes and however it takes. But unfortunately, Bray, he is going to come straight in with the heavy spin. I don't think there's going to be enough damage at all on the side of Gear nor Adamir.
Oh, but Sailor in the mid side.
He did manage to go down though. FMM is going to be the next one to go down. 1-for-1 trade. Position 5 for position 1. Not quite something that Slate likes.
But it was a good trade coming in from the side of RSG SG. Still in this game. This is way too early. We've seen these guys battle out back to back to back to back to back. These guys want to play the long game. This is still too early. Yeah, you can take the kills, but I'm going to come back stronger. And Diablo, he knows this hero ins and out. And basically, Uranus doesn't pop off until he gets his Enchanted Talisman as well as his Oracle. And then he can go along willy-nilly to just try to cut waves, try to distract the opponents, and try to pull the fights all to him. But 5-5 on the other hand.
Immediately right in the black shoe that he is in. Adamir, precision strike down with the Abysm strike. Flickers right on top of 5-5 and eliminates him for good. That is definitely going to be the final nail in the coffin, and that is very important because the early game is the name of the game as to how the team is going to propel forward.
Okay, Gear taking down the turtle. Adamir already showing so much dominance right now with this Dyrus. And JPL being a threat. His presence is felt even though he's always invisible. We've never seen him much. And this is precisely what he wants us to think. The ninja coming in from JPL. Just every single thing he plays, everywhere he goes, death follows. Oh, the pull's back by Low.
Of course, an amazing toss coming in.
What?
Lolty finds himself in an unfortunate situation. Completely taken down time and time again as he was trying to hover himself inside the brush. Slate is doing the same thing as they have done in the previous game, time and time again, singling out the members of RSG. Unfortunately, now in this game, RSG, they don't have a lot of turrets to work with. As such, when Slate takes these pickoffs, RSG is not able to come back in and farm back in.
Diablo still stuck under the turrets. There's nowhere he can go. But the rest, Lolzy is coming in with
Lolzy is
conceal
in.
play. The stun onto Gear, non-blast.
It stuns onto FMM, and that is gonna leave FMM with a sliver of health, but he's gonna get himself away. Diablo with the Ionic Disc. He managed to keep up on the FMM, but unfortunately he don't quite have the regeneration just yet. Corner, but Sailor in this signature hero, the Kagura, bursts down once again. He's not done just yet. He brings in with his umbrella. Well, 505 was hoping that his little bombs will be able to do the work of the devil, but not quite.
Slate tearing up RSG bit by bit by bit. Everywhere you go, you can chase FMM for all I care. Sailor's just gonna pop right back up to you. The Slate is just invisible right now. The ninjas, the samurai, whatever you call it. Let's take a look at the items right now. Kagura already clocked with Destiny. Thunder Truncheon already built up with the execute, cementing any low health heroes from running away from her. And from the side of RSG SG, even though they're 3K gold behind, the Claw already has two of his most basic core items, the Golden Staff and the Demon Hunter Sword. They're ready to fight. But FMM, though, also farming up well.
More dominance in the turtle, in the Lord's Pit. But unfortunately, a little bit difficult. They cannot afford to be bursted down by Sailor. No matter what, stay away from the Yin Yang Overturn. No matter what, stay away from JPL's Force Ejector. There's just so many things that RSG have to be really careful about. The heavy spin ultimately is going to be that Embers that we're talking about on the haystack.
But with all of that said and done, where is Sailor? Sailor's coming in from backline. He doesn't show himself just yet. He's just waiting for the right opportunity, the right time, always waiting. He doesn't engage in too soon. Lolzy seeks him out. He knows that he's the win condition for the side of Slate. Once he takes Sailor out of the way, Lolzy, 505, and Baby Cakes is able to go in straight. Protect the President strategy is still on. Bray does have his ultimate. Let's just wait and see.
Dominant blast left. Two buttons on the bottom side. While the main fight, it is going to be the Lord that will be taken down into the hands of RSG SG. They know that they have the advantage and they are going to be pushing the advantage as fast as possible. But unfortunately, the lack of mobility from the side of Diablo is not going to be doing too well. But one thing's for sure, it is going to be the death of Edamir. The RSG will be rejoicing.
This is the window of opportunity. If RSG can capitalize on that in this and put yourself back on top, and this will be a fight that we've seen in the previous two games, this is the way to go.
The Lord marches down to the bottom. Not quite the evolved one. Not quite having the shiny spear to crash down onto the inner turret just yet. But it is going to create quite a bit of impact. Top lanes down, middle lanes inner turret is already destroyed, and Slate is focusing most, if not all, of their resources down below, leaving Benedetta to deal with Diablo. Arch-Nemesis against Arch-Nemesis, perhaps, as Baby Cake takes the opening shot. He goes straight in, brings down the turret, as well as JPL. Domino Blast, connect down on the JPL! This is gonna be impactful! This is gonna be big! A single push, it could be, as Bray continues on with the heavy spin. He was hoping that he would be able
Baby Cake's on the back line!
He was hoping to go right into FMS to bring him down. The absence of gear is just way too big for Slate to handle. But Slate, they managed to buy a lot of time, and the time was enough in order for JPL and Sailor to come back right in the nick of time in order for RSG SG to not make the GG push.
A little bit of friendly rivalry, but Gear with the electrifying blow.
Doesn't seem like the fight is going to be over just yet, as Gear went straight in. He was trying to go for 505.
Another one!
Will be just be enough to bring Gear down. Diablo pushes himself right in front of the side of Slate. On Edamir as well, JPL doesn't have much help to work with.
You trade Beer for Baby Cakes, that's okay, you don't have that retribution. But Lord, the next Lord coming up in 60 seconds. 60 seconds will change everything. This is how well RSG is able to maintain that composure, maintain the momentum that they have right now. This is the item builds that they have. 12 minutes into the game, already Akai having 3 core items, the Garden Helmet, the Curse Helmet, the Antique Cuirass, all trying to negate as much damage from FMM.
We're looking at a 2,000 gold advantage coming from the side of RSG.
But I think
they're slowly climbing up.
They're slowly climbing up, but they're discounting the fact that Sailor is still very, very much dominant in this game.
They're slowly taking control over of Slate with just a single Lord and a single play made by Baby Cakes. There wasn't even any form of opening that we see. But Baby Cakes, he took the leap and he took the jump. He managed to successfully bring down the turret as well as a single person, and that speaks volume.
The next Lord already up. RSG SG en route. The Operation Lord round 2 has begun. JPL Adamir on the hunt. Crossing right in. JPL just giving vision to the rest of the team. They know that they want to flank, but from where and when?
They do have information as to where Benedetta is, though. Benedetta is still in the middle. Basila is nowhere to be seen. The Lord finds himself at a low amount of health, and that is Bray that manages to bring it down. Gear, unfortunately, with the electro final blow, was not quite enough to come in right in the nick of time.
JPL!
And JPL is going to be locked down by the Numenor Blast. And there we go! The death bull of the century! The break 3 on the down from side of RSG! And not quite over! Bray is next!
The damage coming up from Sayla's Yin Yang overturn. The Lord will buy them enough time. But now the tables have turned yet again. Slate is able to capitalize on that. But the minions are pushing way too deep in their base. They're going to take too much time. They can't convert this into the objectives that they need. The turrets are still healthy and they're still alive.
Here is a clockwork. Never resting and never stopping.
Let's take a look at the instant replay real quick to see what's going on. So Bray took down that Lord. Gear coming in.
The Numenor Blast, though.
The good Luminon Blast coming in. But Sayla, like I said, time and time again, you can't count him out. He's always still in the game, feeling so dominant with the damage. The Yin Yang overturn takes in 5, forcing 505 to force that Black Shoes out of the way.
It was all about baiting them into a choke.
We are back to square one. Economy, equal. Footing, equal. Damage dealt, equal. Everything is still the same for both sides. It's how Slate wants to play this, maintain the momentum that they had when they took down that Lord, but the minions from that bottom side lane is pushing right into Slate. RSG is doing what they know how to do. Is doing what they can, staying together as a unit, give baby cakes enough space and time. It is still pretty early. When we're talking about RSG SG,
Players understands that they are teetering on a breaking point. While we have been looking at Slate being on a tear, they have been going around like a madman, killing and killing and killing. They're never stopping, because whenever they smell fresh blood, they are on the hunt and looking for more prey. While RSGSG takes things a little bit more methodically. They look for prime opportunities, and they will only seek out very specific blood that they want to go for. But sometimes, they got a ton of vision just because of that fresh, delicious blood.
Lord is popping up in 13 minutes, but where is JPL? They need to seek him out first. He's way out of position. The baby cakes left all alone. Perfect position. Gonna slow this down right now. JPL still staying there, just being as patient as can, just being as quiet as silent as a ninja. Baby cakes, he thinks he's safe.
Eventually, how safe can they be? There's always going to be the question. 8-15 is the current scoreline, 17 minutes into the game. JPL is still hiding somewhere, but he's unable to make the play. He knows that he's gonna have to make a dart for it. With an immediate concealed play, Slate could not find that opportunity to work with in order to mount a comeback.
This is because Diablo shuts him down really quickly. He wants to make a play, but he knows he can't do it alone. Diablo splits the rest of Slate. You see Gear coming up from the top lane. You only can have Gear coming up and cutting that wave just on equal footing as a Uranus coming out with Diablo. Now, the Luminous Lord marching down on the bottom side. The rest of RSG, they are hungry. They are thirsty. It is late. They want to end this fast.
And
what will they do?
RSGSG, what would they do? They are sticking on to their MO. They are going to be escorting the Lord right down bottom lane. But not all, unfortunately. One will always stray away from the deviation. And that is always Diablo, the keeper of hells, as he moves himself right close to the top lane turret and is waiting for the perfect time to strike. But speaking of perfect time to strike, someone's waiting for the perfect time to strike as well, but he's actually just recalling, perhaps. No one knows about his presence just yet until now. As Losey immediately stuns right hand and Slazer, he tries to get himself away, successfully doing so, but this is going to erupt a fight. As Losey, 3-man Phenomenon Blast is going to be landing out with the Gear CLI. So FMM, but unfortunately not quite enough to bring Gear down just yet. Well, Losey, Bray, as well as 505. They understood that they are in critical health and they gotta have to get away. But Slate, time for Mount, a comeback. Diablo is still regenerating health in the main fight. Bray goes down, Baby Cakes as well. Lossy goes down, and this is just gonna be the massive play fight from the side of Slate. They go for the bait and switch, and 505 was hoping that he'll be able to find himself at home. But unfortunately, he got too comfortable in the wrong place. Top lane is gonna be pushed right in. Bottom lane is gonna be pushed. The core is left with 50 HP, but RSG just could not find the end.
Split that, go back, reset. You have already your minions pushing into the base. They need to split up and defend. Adamir is out of the picture, but Diablo, immortality popped.
It's okay, he's done what he needed. He brought down the ballista, and or rather, he has allowed them to buy time for the turret to bring down the ballista, and that is all that he needs to do. And Slate knows that they can't push this anymore. Diablo did what he needed to.
Yeah. Time is precious right now. Time is precious. Every waking moment, every ticking second, Slate is going to be pushing in. But they can only take in 2 turrets, and the 2 mid lane tier 1, tier 2 turrets are off the charts. RSG SG, on the other hand, opening up the base, pushing the throne up to half health. They need to do it again. But right now, Slate is in a better position. Will they be able to take that third Lord? The Lord dances on, the ballet, the tango, whatever you want to call it. This will be the fight of the ages.
The 20 minutes game that could end very soon, just from a single Lord take. It is time for both of these teams to not get too comfortable in the wrong place. They can't overstay their welcome. Slate, they have failed to take away RSG's Lord once. But I don't think that Slate is gonna do the same thing again. Baby Cakes was found in the bottom lane, but he did manage to get himself away pretty fast. 4 versus 4 over this Lord, while a quick-witted battle happens at the top lane as Diablo continues to drive his avenue down onto Benedetta, drops his HP to a quarter. This means that Slate will not have anyone to play on a retribution. RSG identifies that and know that this is the point in time that they gotta have to go right now. Sailor's taken down, everyone taken down, everyone from the side of the Slate is taken down. The only one left is gonna be Adamir. He wants to walk his way, he wants to go back. The rest of RSG, they know it's time as the Lord is taken down. All of them moves right in for the final GG imminent push.
Wipe out! RSG SG, minutes are pushing in. They are gonna take this. The recall, the disrespect, the well-earned victory. RSG!
Well deserved!